Hello and welcome to Axamer-Lizum in the Tyrol in Austria. It is a beautiful day and we are getting ready for round number 1 of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships. We're just 16 kilometers away from the famous city of Innsbruck and cannot wait to see what goes down on this exceptional road today. This high-speed track that we've been riding on throughout the weekend with yesterday's qualifying races and championship tour qualifying taking place. So we are all set to go with the finals. I'll run you through the order a little bit later. But as we look down the valley to the beautiful city of Innsbruck, let's take a closer look at this stunning part of the world. So from one stunning part of the world, later on in the season, round number 5, we go to a new location, another beautiful place that we are thrilled to be visiting in December. Tamunique Grand Prix by Surf City in El Salvador. Let's take a closer look now. Well, we cannot wait to visit El Salvador for round number 5, but now the focus turns to round number 1. We're starting off with the women's luge final, and then we're going to move to the open skate round of 32, and then into quarterfinals, semi-finals, consi finals, and wrap it all up with the big finals later on in the day. My name's Ian Finley. Pleasure to have your company. Thank you so much for tuning in. And here's your lineup for the women's luge final. Lorraine Pastor from France in the red, top qualifier. Julie Ertz from Germany. She is in green, the green leg sleeve on. Mora Jakubic from Canada in blue, and Kim-Marie Hilger from Luxembourg in the yellow bib. Julie Ertz on the left-hand side of the road, still pushing hard, and she's got a good line here, but it may be Pastor from France there that can get the inside here. But Julie Ertz over on the left-hand side of the road, you can see the road does sweep round, very gentle turns. It's Julie Ertz in top spot at the moment. We've seen her on at WDSC before. Riders are going from the shadows into the light and round the outside. That is a great pass from Pastor in red to take top spot in this women's luge final. Running in third at the moment, it is Jakubic, the Canadian, and now we see Pastor starting to pull away. Speeds have been super high on this course. Back into the sunshine. Lugers have been getting close to 130 kilometers an hour. Keep an eye on our social media, and you can see some of the action, some of the high-speed runs from the GoPros. We're delighted to be partnered up with GoPro for this season, bringing you quality onboard footage. You can catch it all, as I was saying, on social media and in the highlights show, which we'll get made for you as soon as we can. Give us a couple of weeks and we'll get it out for you, the luge show and the stand-up show. Well, Pastor from France is in a top spot. Julie Ertz still in second, keeping the pressure on. There is the opportunity to slipstream, get in that draft, and Ertz is not far behind here, working her way down towards the bottom of the course, and this is where it gets really interesting. The hairpins all coming at the bottom, and Ertz is certainly closing the gap. Is there a chance for a pass? Got to get the braking absolutely spot on, and Ertz is closing right up with Pastor, who's in the lead here. Ertz is going to have the inside line here. She's going for the pass. Oh, and just about squeezes through into top spot. One or two little issues with the signal from the drones. Back in fourth place, it's Hilger from Luxembourg, but Ertz timed that beautifully to get into the position to try and make that pass there. And Ertz still has top spot. What a battle. Oh, and Pastor with another pass, but Ertz is on the inside line. Contact. Oh, and everyone's still on those luges. Ertz has the lead here. What a race to start this one off. Absolutely stunning. Jakubic still coming through in third place. What a race there. Julie Ertz taking it. Finish line. We're looking back at the finish line today. Pastor in second, but drama on the final turn Julie Ertz taking the victory. She was good out of the start, lost the lead, but then before the finish line, what a ding-dong battle for first and second. Well, if that hasn't whetted the appetite for you,
Right on!
know what
Right
will.
on! Uli, take a Uli!
Throughout the morning. So their very first race, Kim Hilger from Luxembourg, only started out racing last year, and this is a very, very tough course to be racing. Oh no! That is a really, really tough turn, and let's hope she's okay. Marshals will be in straight away. Welcome to Street Luge, but they will get that all cleaned up and ready to go. Now we will move on in a few moments, of course. A little bit of work to do on the course, of course, on that final turn before we crack on with the men's round of 32. And we'll run through all 8 heats in the men's round of 32. And, well, you can spot 2 guys that you may recognise. Maybe you recognise all 4, but Adrien Paynel, Frenchie, and Adam Westphal in the red and the green in this one. Every single heat, as you'd expect on the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship in this open stand-up, is stacked with talent. I'm particularly looking forward, of course I'm looking forward to all of them. Heat number 5, Owen Fox, Antonio Madariaga and Jack Plummer, along with Nicholas Weimann. But those top 3, Jack qualified in 22nd. I think he could go quicker than that. So we're going to have some really interesting heats right from the start. That is heat number 5 coming up later that we're looking forward to. In this one, heat number 1, Paynel, the top qualifier. Adam Westphal will wear green. Nicolai Garado in blue. Andreas Mangold in the yellow bib, and they're getting ready. So, no yellow bib, Mangold not at the start here, so just the 3. Paynel, the top qualifier, has the number 1 seed. If he makes it all the way through to the final heat, we'll get lane choice in the final. And solid start, good kick from Paynel. He's been working on that over the off-season. Westphal in second place, of course. Westphal with a really strong start to last season with 3rd place in Erzincan. If he wants to get on the podium again, he's going to have to follow Paynel all the way through if those 2 want to hit the WDSC podium here in Axamer-Lizum in Austria. But it's Paynel carrying the qualifying form through into round number 1. Of course, top 2 go through into the next round, which will be the quarterfinals. Garado from Chile running in 3rd place, but still in contention in this one. Just got to stay in touch with Westphal in 2nd place. And we talked about this yesterday in qualifying, that it's actually really hard to, in a heat, to get away from the rest of the field. That is due to the drafting opportunities, the ability that each of the riders have to slipstream. But of course, you've got to be close enough to the rider in front if you want to slipstream there. Westphal coming through in 2nd place, Garajo in 3rd. We've got the 3 riders on course, but no mistakes at this stage. Any mistake, and the rider in 3rd can pounce. Well, great shot of Garado there. He's starting to lose a little bit of ground on Westphal. But Paynel holding on to top spot. It's been a really solid run. They've had a warm-up run earlier in the day. Road is dry. We're potentially going to have some rain later in the day here in Austria, but let's hope we don't. I'm not sure what this would be like in the rain, but these athletes are absolute quality, aren't they? So Paynel, Westphal, Garado, the top 3. There's the scene at the start, waiting for heat number 2. Just waiting to confirm heat number. Results of heat number 1, but Paynel just opening up wide into the drift, into the turn, managing the speed. Against that balancing. All of the speed where he can before the turn to run clean through, and Paynell takes it, and Westfall comes through in second place. That's them in the shutdown zone now. Let's see the lineup for heat number 2 on the screen there. Now, Mitch Thompson in red here. Now, if you're wearing the red leg sleeves, that means you get first lane choice for each of these heats. Green gets second, blue gets third, and yellow, well, you don't get any choice at all. Now, I quite like yellow. Come from a ski cross, snowboard cross world, and we've seen yellow bibs or yellow sleeves over the years just sneak through. In some ways, it takes a tactical decision out of the hands of the rider. You don't have to think too much about anything. That's the lane I've got. You know, execute a good kick, a good push. If you do that, you're in with a chance. So Mitch Thompson in red, Carlos Scherer in green, Dmitro Hedachuk in blue, Wojtek Zacek from Czechia in the yellow bib. Thompson qualified in 8th place. The Australian's got a lot of experience. His first WDSC weekend. And we're looking forward to seeing how he gets on. If you're tuning in Australia, thank you so much. Wherever you're tuning in, let us know where you're watching from on the live stream. Thank you so much. If you've got up in the middle of the night, or it's early in the morning, late afternoon, we love having your company here. So heat number 2 under the command of Will Stevenson, and they get underway. That is a nice kick from the Italian, but you see Mitch Thompson in red working away, settles into that tuck position. Good start from the Czech rider as well. That's what I was saying about yellow bibs, yellow sleeves. Start well. Doesn't matter. Now qualifying yesterday, completely out the window. It's all about executing in the 4-on-4 heats. That is what matters. This is where the glory comes from. But this is a long old racetrack. It is fast, and they're jostling for position. Great pictures from the drone. They're just going past our position now. It's Mitch Thompson in top spot. Zacek in second for Czechia, but things can change around. There might be a little move here. The Czech rider running a little bit wide, and that has opened the door. The Czech here, Zacek trying to hold on to third place. Hedachuk in third. It's Carlos Scherer up into second place. Can be quite hard to see the leg sleeves from the drone, but it is Mitch Thompson. Like Paynell in heat number 1. Executing well, and that is what Mitch Thompson definitely got his eyes on a podium, but this is a great level, one of the strongest fields we've had on at WDSC. There's a battle for 3rd and 4th going on at the moment, but you can see 1st and 2nd with a little bit of space between them. That just means they can focus on the racing line. After a good start, Zacek down into 4th place, but everything coming back together just a little bit. There's only maybe 3.5 seconds between 1st and 4th here. There was more than that between them in qualifying yesterday. The heats generally do bunch everything up a little bit, and you would expect it to get even closer as we work our way through these heats and get to the latter rounds of this race. But Mitch Thompson out of Australia putting on a nice demonstration here. So back at the start as heat number 2 coming to a conclusion, and the man from Bathurst, the Australian junior champion in 2014, IDF Oceanic champion in 2017, still in top spot. Great control from Mitch Thompson. Just has a little look over his shoulder, and he can celebrate that one. So Mitch Thompson taking that one. Looked pretty comfortable, didn't he? He'll go into quarterfinal number 1. So getting ready now for heat number 3. Morgan Owens in the red, qualified in 5th place. Micaiah Harness qualified in 13th, wearing yellow. Marika Wünsche. So no Max Ballesteros in this one. Morgan Owens stepping it up on the WDSC this season. Good to have him here. Looking forward to seeing how he gets on. So Owens in red. He's on the right-hand side of your screen. Micaiah Harness in blue. And Wünsche in yellow. So just confirming the result from heat number 2. Mitch Thompson, of course, taking it. Carlos Scherer coming through in 2nd place. They both go on to face Paynell and Westphal in quarterfinal number 1. On the starters' orders, just the 3 riders in this one. So Max Ballesteros not here. So what can the 2 Americans do? Ballesteros, of course, not taken to the start. Nice kick there from Micaiah Harness. Morgan Owens settling into 2nd place, immediately into the slipstream of Harness. Wünsche at the back of the pack at the moment. But any mishaps, any problems, and Wünsche can take advantage. Sometimes it's all about staying upright, isn't it? Avoiding any carnage that might happen in front of you. This opening section of the course just sweeps down the hill. The speed builds quickly. It's a pretty consistent gradient. Then you build it towards the first of the hairpins, about a third of the way down. Owens in top spot, Harness in 2nd. Slightly tighter line from Harness, but Owens getting back into that tuck position nice and quickly, coming out of the turn. You've got to do that. You've got to find the speed coming out of those hairpins. Can be key once you hit those straights. You can see the gap is starting to build. There's nothing in it. A couple of tenths of a second between the 2 riders, but Harness just not able to get into the slipstream. Setting up for the next hairpin. Drift into the turn, find that apex, and let that board run out and get it back into the tuck. The speed drifts away throughout the hairpin. So Harness in 2nd place. That'll do for now. That'll do. Top 2. Get through to the next round. Guarantee a top 16 finish. Big advantage here for Owens and Harness over Wünsche. Morgan Owens exceptional in qualifying yesterday. 5th place. Head of Bouclier. We'll see him a little bit later. Bouclier qualified in 6th. He's actually in heat number 6. There's the scene at the start. We'll talk you through the lineup in a moment or 2. Heat number 4 getting lined up while Dexter Manning, Alex Clark, Cam Brickenden, and Thomas Ung from Hong Kong. As heat number 3 is just approaching the finish line. Morgan Owens and Micaiah Harness still in control of this one. 1 turn to negotiate. Job done in heat number 1 for Owens and Harness. They progress into the quarterfinals. And who are they going to face? So let's take a look again at the lineup here. Dexter Manning in the red. He's on the right-hand side of your screen, the Canadian. Qualified in 4th place. Really good qualifying for Dexter Manning. Alex Clark in green. Cam Brickenden. They're wearing the blue leg sleeves. And Thomas Ung from Hong Kong. Seen him in Erzincan a couple of seasons ago. Good to have him back on the WDSC. He wears yellow. So here we go. Watch the start there of Alex Clark. Powerful, but Dexter Manning working really well. For me, a dark horse for this race. He is going to enjoy this course. Likes the speed, likes the technical aspects, and all four riders bunched together, as we'd expect. Well, this is great stuff. Cam Brickenden, Canadian, at the back of the pack at the moment, but in the slipstream, can watch it all play out in front of themselves. Dexter Manning, top spot right now. Again, but the hairpins are still there. This is all about being clean, being very smooth, keeping that board stable, avoiding any speed wobbles as the speed really builds and you work your way through to the first of the tricky turns and problems for Thomas Ung. That puts Brickenden up into third place, but the man from Hong Kong avoids any major mishaps. He can stay in the race, but it does make his job to qualify that little bit tougher as we work our way through the course. So Dexter Manning still in top spot. Clark in second. Clark qualified in 12th place and doing well to keep up with the man in the lead. But Cam Brickenden qualified in 21st, but again, on the course, in race conditions, in heat conditions, those qualifying times, kind of forget about them. Yes, they tell us who's fast, but everything just that little bit closer, and that's due to the slipstreaming. This is a proper drafter's course, but you've got to time where you make a pass. You've got to get it right. I like the final turn. It's tricky. I want to have it done before then, but if you haven't got it done by the final turn, then there is still an opportunity. Brickenden just losing a little bit of distance on the two race leaders who are in the qualifying spots at the moment. Unfortunately, this is where we just about lose the drones, and Thomas Ung there still on course as the men in heat, the riders in heat number 5 getting ready to warm up. We're going to get some footage for the highlight show from this one. So let's take a look back at the replay. What happened here? Thomas Ung, he was in second place, but just getting his entry into that turn wrong, losing all his speed. And with that, his chance. So through the final turn, Dexter Manning takes it pretty close in the end. Manning and Clark, and Brickenden coming through in third place. Thomas Ung through in 4th. So halfway through the round of 32, there will be a few breaks today, not just as we got to get the riders back up the hill. So I'm just seeing 3 riders here. No Nicholas Weimann from Argentina. So Owen Fox in the red. Fox qualifying in third place. Got his first WDSC podium in Roan Mountain last season. Antonio Madariaga from the USA in green. And Jack Plummer out of West Sussex in the UK in blue. Am I wrong? Someone will correct me. Are Owen and Antonio roommates now? Have I made that up? Someone will let me know. I think they might be. Either way, they've done a lot of riding together. Owen Fox putting a lot of work into over the off season. Really working on his push. Owen saying that thinks he's probably made the most overtakes, but he doesn't want to have to do that. He wants to be in qualifying position. But Jack, over on the left-hand side of your screen, we know he's got a push. He's a big, powerful rider. I don't think he quite got that right, though, did Jack Plummer out of the line. He's already off the line, already in third place. But, of course, a long way to go. Madariaga, his first WDSC race, qualifying in 11th place. Plummer qualified in 22nd, and Fox qualified in third place. From these 3, we'll have to find 2 for the quarterfinal. Got the lineup for quarterfinal number 2. Dexter Manning, Morgan Owens, Alex Clark, and Micaiah Harness. This is going to be an interesting one. These 3 men all pretty close. And look at Owen Fox, just right on the tail of Madariaga's board. And Fox has got a little bit of speed into the turn, but runs it wide, but gets some good exit speed. And Fox comes through, gets into top spot. That's where he wants to be. But just keep an eye on Jack Plummer as well. He's in third place. He's ridden that hairpin strongly. And now Madariaga in a little bit of bother because Plummer is hunting him down. Fox is now trying to get away. Difficult to do, as I've been saying, but Plummer in the slipstream, and that is where you want to be. But he's still got to make the pass. Is he thinking about it now? Nope. Just going to deal with this hairpin. It all comes back together a little bit tighter. Fox has the lead, but Madariaga gets the speed out of the turn, and now all three riders are pretty much in each other's slipstream. It's Owen Fox who's having to break through the air. Madariaga in second. Very clean riding, and Jack Plummer not out of it yet. We know how competitive Plummer is. If there's an opportunity to make a pass, Plummer is going to take it. A little bit of a wobble there from Madariaga. He's going round the right-hand side. He's got the speed from the slipstream. He's going to take top spot. He overtakes Owen Fox. That is how to do it on the straight from Madariaga. But Fox has got the inside line into the next turn. Unfortunately, losing the drone there, but we'll pick it up in a second as heat number 6 gets ready. Well, some great racing there on the lower half of the course, and we're just waiting for the riders to approach the final turn. It's close. Has Plummer got anything? Madariaga back in second place. Owen Fox with the lead. Just get through this turn, and quarterfinals are there. Plummer not able to make the pass on the line. Kept it close, but it's Fox with Madariaga who go through. The two US riders go into quarterfinal number 3. And now we get ready for heat number 6. Bouclier from France, second in last season's standings, got the win in Erzincan, where we head next weekend. Second place in Wales for Bouclier, showing he can handle any course. 6th in qualifying yesterday. He'll forget about that now, but he wears red. Garrett Belanger in the green. Arman Jabiri, also from the USA, in blue. Ashley Winecroft in yellow. These riders qualified in 6th, 14th, 19th, and 27th, and they do get led away there. Yep, there was a bit of a wobble on the line. Nice start from Bouclier. Goofy-footed rider settles on to the board and into the tuck position. You've got to be so precise with the line through this top section of the course. And that is what Bouclier is doing now. Winecroft at the back of the pack. So through this early section of the course, and this very, very close between red and green there. Bouclier and Belanger. That's not where you want to make any mistakes, but coming through in third at the moment. Jabiri, the big slide, just avoiding a bit of contact. That's some really smart riding there, of making sure that nobody got taken out there. I like how that's played out. Everyone's still on their feet. That is, of course, what we want to see. Good, clean, fair racing here on the WDSC. Round at number 1 in Axamer-Lizum's Austria. Ashley Winecroft at the back of the pack. But you all know, folks, how easy things can go wrong in this sport. Stay upright. Opportunities can come your way. So working our way down through the bottom of the course. There's a lot of sunlight on my screen, folks. I do beg your pardon. Trying my best to just keep an eye on things. And well, Bouclier and Belanger and Jabiri still working it out between themselves in heat number 6. Potential for an all-US quarterfinal number 3, but Bouclier will want to make sure that spoils the US party just a little bit. Either way, he's going to be up against 3 US riders if he gets through, as the men are waiting at the start for heat number 7. So Bouclier still in second place. Oh no, everyone, Bouclier just about stays on his feet. I thought we were going to have a huge moment, just trying to work it out there for you folks, but Bouclier through in second place, Jabiri coming through in third, Winecroft in fourth. Love to see that again. Just to pitch, it was almost out of shot, wasn't it? But it thought we were going to have a bit of a moment there. And Bouclier holding on. So we move on to heat number 7. Stefano Barbizzi there in the red bib, qualified in 7th place, the 2023 World Skate World Champion. Alex Damel from Germany qualified in 15th place. He is in green. Pepe Laporte in blue, and Selina Tyler in the yellow bib, the World Skate Games Women's World Champion from the 2024 event in Rome. Qualified through in 26th place. So Barbizzi, Damel, Laporte, Tyler. Will Stevenson just saying, oh, hang on, reset, re-rack, rerun the fun. And we'll get them moving in just a second or two. So, Stefano Barbizzi in red, Alex Demel in green, Pepe Laporte from Brazil in blue, Selina Tyler from Switzerland in the yellow leg sleeves. Heat number 7, penultimate heat. So here we go, heat number 7 underway. Barbizzi on the left-hand side of your road. We've got 2 world champions in this heat. Pepe Laporte, watch out for him. Qualified in 18th place. I think he's a better rider than that. And Selina Tyler staying in touch in 4th. Top 3 all side by side. No drafting going on here at the moment. They're all wanting the position. Barbizzi just shuts the door, moves into top spot, and now looking for Pepe Laporte. Again, everyone being pretty sensible on this top section of the course, not fighting too hard for the positions. Damel sitting in second, Laporte in third, all behind Barbizzi, and all 4 riders in close contention here. Early slide there from Laporte. Let's see if he can get a little bit more exit speed here. But Damel right on the tail. Little wobble coming out of the turn from Barbizzi, but he recovers quickly. This is still anyone's race. Selina Tyler a little bit further back, but she is in touch. So Barbizzi managing to put just a couple of meters. Watch Laporte here into the next hairpin. Laporte sitting in 3rd place, right on the tail of Damel. And Laporte, is he setting up for an overtake? Gets those arms out, just trying to take a couple of kilometers an hour off. Very tricky hairpin. It's quite a tough one to overtake. There's really just one quick line through there. Yes, you can take some risk, but it might not work. It's very difficult to... You can make the pass, but you might lose the position coming out of the hairpin. So, tricky one. And Barbizzi looking to get through into the quarterfinal. He's in a good position at the moment. Damel riding well over the weekend. 15th in qualifying. Here is Laporte. Still in touch. Laporte could sneak through into a qualifying position. He's now got in the slipstream of the German. We'll pick it up on the final turn as heat number 8. This is a good one, isn't it? Harry Clark, Antoine Carlotti, Patrick Stoll, Pavel Zajcik from Czechia, who is not there from what I can see. So maybe just the 3 riders now. Approaching the final turn. Barbizzi still has it. Damel in 2nd place. They're getting pretty close. And Barbizzi through the turn. Damel in 2nd. Laporte cuts a tighter line, but not able to do it. So Laporte finishes In third place, it is Stefano Barbizzi and Alex Demel who go through into quarter-final number 4. So just the 3 riders here in the last of the men's round of 32, or the men's 8 finals. Depends on the sport, how you want to call it. Depends on what you like. I like round of 32 because there's 32 athletes. Then we move into quarterfinals, semi-finals. Of course, the Conti finals. And what I'm going to call the big final later on in the day. So Harry Clark, last year's WDSC champion, his 2nd world title, won the world championship as well in Rome. It was a perfect season for Harry Clark. It's what he wanted, the effort that he puts into this sport, the work that he puts in. He's the kind of guy that if you say you're getting to the gym at 6 a.m, Harry Clark will be getting there at 5 a.m. It's what brings you success, whatever you're doing. So here we go, last of the men's round, or the open, to beg your pardon, round of 32. Clark in red. Carlotti wasn't happy with his qualifying. He wears a green, and Patrick Stoll from the USA in the blue. So Clark qualified in 2nd place, settling into top spot ahead of Carlotti. Carlotti didn't get on the WDSC podium last season, finished 8th in the standings. Clark winning, of course, the 2 races that he entered, Wales and Roan Mountain. We went into Roan Mountain with a plethora of options as to who was going to take the WDSC title for 2024. So Clark and Carlotti, 1st and 2nd. Patrick Stoll down in 3rd, losing a bit of ground over the 2 race leaders. And what does Carlotti do here? He's got a bit of distance between himself and the man in 3rd. He's in a qualifying position. Harry Clark is difficult to get past, isn't he? Maybe the tactical call is just stay in a qualifying position. Doesn't matter if you finish 2nd all the way through. Once you get to the final, that is when to make the move from 2nd to 1st. But be smart. Yes, if you're in 3rd, you've got to make a pass. But if you're in 2nd and you've got space, don't risk it. That would be my call, but I may be wrong on that. Everyone has their own way of doing it. So as we lose the drone, it is Clark. Oh, we've still got it. They're still picking it up through this section. Clark and Carlotti still 1st and 2nd. This is a great example of the drafting on this course. And we lose it there, so these are some free riders that are going to head down. Let's double check. It's gone off schedule here. I'm not sure we should be having too much free ride during the race because it adds to the time. So we should have been running straight through to... I've got to get these riders back up. It's Clark and Carlotti through the final turn. Job done for those 2 riders. They go into the last of the quarterfinals. Well, we bring the round of 32 to a close, and we'll take a very quick commercial break, and we'll be back with some luge very, very soon. Welcome back, folks, and we are just about ready to kick the racing off again. If you're wondering why there's a delay, it's due to us having to close the road and get everyone back up the hill, so we'll run some footage from previous years and some of the promos as well from our wonderful event partners around the world. We are kicking on now with the luge. The Open Luge quarterfinals. 3 riders in this one. Abdelmadzan, the top qualifier yesterday. Colby Parks there in the middle, getting squeezed out after a really strong push from Andy Spate from Great Britain. Spate not having the best of days in qualifying yesterday. 12th for Spate, the man that finished 3rd in the standings last season. Colby Parks, of course, the WDSC champion for 2024. And now Parks has the speed and just round the right-hand side of Andy Spate from Great Britain. But it's Abdelmadzan in the lead. And Madzan, who missed last season, was in Erzincan at the start of the year, but had that crash, which I'm sure you've all seen on social media, that kept him out of the race and out for the season. But Madzan back and in shape. The man from Malaysia, one of the best to ever do this sport. Colby Parks looking to get his season off, his title defence off to a great start here. But Madzan looking very, very comfortable. He's taking his time to figure the road out, particularly his braking points. And yesterday did start to get it right in qualifying, didn't he, on his way to that number 1 spot. Parks still holding off Spate in second with just the 3 men in this race. So Madzan, Parks, Spate, the 1, 2, 3. Andy Spate keeping in touch with Colby Parks up ahead of him as they are blasting through the sunshine. Speeds over 120, 125 kilometres an hour on these luges. And you can see Andy Spate just with his head up trying to ensure he's got the vision. But these men know this track now. They've had plenty training time, plenty free runs on Friday. A lot of runs yesterday during qualifying and some free ride as well. Practice run this morning. Bit of a wait for these men as we got through the round of 32, as we look down to the city of Innsbruck, where I need to be by around about 7:15 tomorrow morning, if anyone's listening. There's the next heat number 2 of the Open Luge quarterfinals, as Madzan is approaching this little chicane into the final hairpin. Job done for Abdelmadzan if he gets through this final turn unscathed, which he will. Abdelmadzan takes quarterfinal number 1, just looking out for Colby Parks. Parks takes it and just holding off Spate there. Spate running it close, making Colby Parks work for that second spot. So we lose Andy Spate from Great Britain in this one, in this race. He is off to Erzincan as well, along with a whole host of losers. Phil, I know you will be watching. We look forward to seeing Phil Spencer in Erzincan as well. He's been training hard, folks. Watch out for Phil next week. So getting ready for heat number 2. Quarterfinal number 2. Jules Chaperon from France in red. We have Rainer Oesterle from Germany, qualified in 8th place, wearing green. Lucas Mancini in blue, with the white and black red leathers, and in yellow, Arkadiusz Kowalski. Arkadiusz qualified in 13th. He's better than that. Let's see if he can get it right in heat. So Arkadiusz Kowalski over on the right-hand side of the course, of the track. We get underway. Not the best of starts there for Mancini, but he does get settled pretty quickly. And the Swiss rider in second place, but over on the left-hand side of the road. Chaperon just trying to find his position. The back of the pack right now, Oesterle from Germany, but qualified in 8th, just behind, just ahead of Mancini. And the German trying to find a way past the Swiss rider, but it is the man in yellow, Kowalski, qualified in 13th, who has the lead of this race, but now overtaken by Chaperon, qualified in 4th place. Kowalski in 2nd, Mancini in 3rd. Approaching the Tricky turns, a bit of contact there, but everyone's still on the boards. It's cost Kowalski, though. He drops down to fourth place, and Mancini trying to make second place his own. He's in a battle with Österli from Germany, and the German has the racing line here, just half a kilometre an hour more in terms of speed. That should give him the position, and the German manages to finally shut the door on Mancini there. But Lucas Mancini going nowhere, and that small bit of contact has really cost Kowalski down in fourth place. Mancini running wide through the turn. Can Kowalski catch up with Mancini? Mancini looking to get into the slipstream of Österli, Rainer Österli. But it's the Frenchman, Chaperon, who has the lead of quarterfinal number 2. We'll go into that first semi-final where Abdel Madzan and Colby Parks are waiting. Kowalski throwing everything he's got. You can see working with the feet, the forces that are in action with the speeds that these men are at. This is where we're going to lose them. Now let's take a look back at this incident here. Kowalski's in second. Mancini comes in. Mancini making a little bit of contact with that left foot of Kowalski. Took some of Kowalski's speed away. Now the final section, the final turn. Jules Chaperon is going to go through the final turn. Chaperon takes it. Who's got second place? Rainer Österli from Germany. Mancini trying to hold off Kowalski for third place. He does that in the end, but it is Chaperon and Österli who go through to semi-final number 1. Alongside Colby Parks and Abdel Madzan. 2 quarterfinals done. 2 to go in the open luge. We're lined up, ready for heat number 3. Quarterfinal number 3. David Frege in red from France. Martin Witzigmann from Germany in green. Josh Fieldwick from Great Britain in blue. And on the far right-hand side, Ian Martland from Great Britain in yellow. You can ignore that graphic. That is the previous heat. Frege, Witzigmann, Fieldwick and Martland, the riders lined up, ready to start quarterfinal number 3 in the open luge category. So watch out for David Frege. 4th place in his only WDSC start last season. He is second from the right. The Frenchman, Witzigmann, in green, there nearest to us. It's a nice looking start there from Frege, powering away. Witzigmann settles down early. Martland at the back of the pack. Josh Fieldwick getting away well. Fieldwick on the right-hand side of Frege. Fieldwick can just run this pretty straight here. But has Frege and Witzigmann got the speed to push Fieldwick down to third. Fieldwick, I think, is going to settle into the slipstream here in third place. So Frege out in front now. Martland has a bit of speed. Go on, Myrtle round the inside, sitting up. He's carrying a lot of speed in there. So nice pass there from Ian Martland. He set a new personal speed record on this hill this weekend. Frege, Witzigmann, the 1 and 2. Martland holding off Fieldwick, and now Fieldwick has the speed exiting. Fieldwick should take this position back. And now can Fieldwick put the hammer down and catch up? Try and find that draft, that slipstream of Witzigmann. So Frege still has the lead of this race. Now Fieldwick is putting some distance on his countryman, Ian Martland. Good battle here for third and fourth, but up ahead it is still David Frege. You can see the gaps there out on the road. Frege coming out of the turn pretty quickly, and Martland now at the back of the pack, but there's not too much racetrack left for Fieldwick to get into a qualifying position here. Frege looking to get into the semi-finals. Ulrich Becker, George Cheeseman, Ross Barodai still waiting. Quarterfinal number 4. This race starting to spread out. Look back at this pass here. Well, there's Frege, there's Vidsigman and Martland taking a risky line, but it worked for the Brit. Running it wide, though. You see him really having to make that board over. Final turn. David Frege with a really solid run in the quarterfinals. Carries some good speed through the final turn, and Vidsigman comes through in second. Job done for David Frege from France. Vidsigman coming through in second place, and there Josh Fieldwick and Ian Martland third and fourth for the two Brits. So their challenge comes to an end. It is on to Erzincan for them. Ulrich Becker in the yellow helmet wears red, qualified in second place. George Cheeseman qualified in sixth, making it through to Q3. He is wearing the green leg sleeves in that blue suit. He's actually got his QS leg sleeves on, so they are sort of purple, but he is wearing green as well. Is George Cheeseman, and Ross Baradoy from Switzerland wearing the blue over on the right-hand side. So Becker on the right, Cheeseman in the middle, Baradoy on the left as we look at it. Not the best of starts for Ulrich Becker, but when he gets up to speed, he really finds it. George Cheeseman trying to hold on to second place, or squeeze Becker down into third. Good start from Cheeseman and from Baradoy, and Becker has got nowhere to go. Is he going to try and find a gap through the middle here? Becker trying to look for that space. That is exceptional riding from Ulrich Becker from third to first in the blink of an eye. Cheeseman just doesn't have the top end at the moment, and the Swiss rider gets through into second place. So Becker now out in front. Real battle between Cheeseman and Baradoy. Cheeseman gets the spot back. He's up to second place and closing in on Ulrich Becker. Great riding in the early stages. George Cheeseman is absolutely flying. He's carrying so much speed into this one. Cheeseman into the bales. Didn't get the braking zone right there. Cheeseman out of the race. That leaves Becker and Baradoy as the two men on the boards at the moment in quarter-final number 4. Barring any other mishaps, they will progress into the semi-finals where David Frege and Martin Vidsigman are waiting. So Becker, who had to work hard out of the start, find that gap to get into top spot, but it'll be that incident involving George Cheeseman that we want to see again. Let's have a look now. Well, Cheeseman comes out of this turn, has a lot of speed through this section, gets ahead of Baradoy. Take a look back a little bit later. We'll go back to the live action for you as Ulrich Becker in a commanding position at the moment. So Becker knows he's got the gap, he's got the advantage. It's just about managing the energy reserves through the final section of the course. There is Baradoy, quite a long way back now, but going through to the semi-finals here. Round number 1 of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Open stand-up quarterfinals will be coming up in a few moments as Ulrich Becker can sit up, can break a little earlier than he might have to do in the semi-finals. And Ulrich Becker through, taking the victory in quarterfinal number 4 and into semi-final number 2. Along with Ross Baradoy from Switzerland through in second place. Haven't caught sight of George Cheeseman yet. Hopefully he is okay and can make his way down to the bottom of the course. So the men are, or the athletes, riders lined up at the start of for the quarterfinals. Paynell in red, Mitch Thompson in green, Adam Westphal in blue. Carlos Scherer will be wearing yellow. This is going to be a really interesting one because Paynell, Thompson and Westphal are all quick on this course. So George Cheeseman does get back up, and he is going to come through and finish in third place. Hopefully he is all okay, but he has made his way down to the bottom. The course is now clear. We move back to the open stand-up quarterfinals. Get through this one, and you've got two more races, a semi-final, and either the big final or the Consi final. I'll run through the lineup for you again. Paynell in red, the top qualifier. Mitch Thompson in green from Australia, qualified in 8th. Westphal qualified in 9th. He's in the orange suit with the blue leg sleeve, and Scherer in yellow. Watch the start of Mitch Thompson. Let's see what the Australian can do here. Out of the start line, everyone getting away pretty quickly. Paynell on the left-hand side of the road. And Paynell is just about going to get into top spot, but maybe Mitch Thompson's got the speed. Westphal on the right-hand side of the road just gets pushed behind Thompson. So Thompson, Paynell, Westphal, the 1, 2, 3. Scherer in 4th, but right in touch here. Scherer qualified in 16th place. He is in yellow, but it is a battle early on in this one between Thompson, who leads, Paynell in 2nd. Now, Scherer makes his move up into 3rd place. Westphal down to 4th, but they are still battling. Westphal takes the place back. This could be a close one as we build towards the first of the hairpins. Thompson braking beautifully. We've seen him balance exceptionally well through that turn. Paynell in 2nd, but Westphal and Scherer are going nowhere in this one. Paynell knows that he has got Westphal behind him. Can Westphal just stay in that slipstream? Paynell looking for a little bit of clear air, but no, back in the slipstream. Paynell, the top qualifier, chasing down the Australian, and Westphal not out of it yet. Paynell starting to make his move, runs out a little wide, drifts to the inside, sets up, gets that left hand down into the hairpin. Westphal carries a bit of speed in, but no, breaks with that slide. Paynell's closed up a little. Let's look at the exit speed out of this turn. I think Paynell's got it now. He has got the speed. He's in the slipstream. Thinks about it. Might need to just move back in. Yeah, because Thompson is now starting to pull away, but Paynell is picking his line here, isn't he? Goes back. Yep, needs the slipstream, but Westphal still almost in touch here, and Scherer still on his board. Maybe at this stage starting to hope for a mistake from, two of the riders up ahead. Just keeping an eye on Paynell. There's some tricky turns still to come on this section, particularly the final turn. Quarterfinal number 2. All just about ready to start. Dexter Manning there in the red out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Morgan Owens, Alex Clark and Micaiah Harness, and it is Paynell who has made the pass. Westphal has got to throw everything he's got at this final turn to get past Thompson. If he wants a place in the semi-finals, it's not going to happen here for Adam Westphal today. Adrien Paynell from France takes quarterfinal number 2. Mitch Thompson, quarterfinal number 1, I should say. Mitch Thompson through in 2nd place, Westphal in 3rd, Scherer in 4th. So Dexter Manning now in red in quarterfinal number 2. Morgan Owens, I've done that every time, I do apologise. Morgan Owens from the USA in green. Alex Clark in blue. And Micaiah Harness in yellow. 4th, 5th, 12th and 13th in qualifying. But this is racing. This is when it counts. Such is the quality of the field that we've got today. You have got to be on it. You cannot afford any mistakes, especially at this stage of the race. So under starters orders, just about. Dexter Manning gets that hand down. see all the different start techniques from these riders. That's going to require Will Stevenson to push them back. So Dexter Manning assumes that real sprinter's position. He's a powerful athlete, isn't he? Hand down for balance, ready to explode off of the line. Let's see if it works. So here we go, and what an explosive start from Alex Clark in blue. But now Dexter Manning trying to get up to speed, and Mackay Harness maybe making contact with Clark. Manning over on the left-hand side of the screen. Morgan Owens in green. Little bit of work to do, but Mackay Harness in the lead, and now you can see just how easy it is on this top section to build the speed up. And look at the speed around the right-hand side of the racetrack. Exceptional riding through the top section, and Mackay Harness down to third place now. Manning in the lead. Owens in second. Harness running wide, and they just avoid some contact there, Clark and Harness. They haven't lost much speed either. So Manning with the advantage, but it's the early stages still of this quarter-final. Place in the semi-finals up for grabs, and Morgan Owens right on the tail of his North American friend. Setting up for this key hairpin turn. Everyone tightly bunched together. Manning still with the advantage, but it's bunched up even more, and Mackay Harness in touch, and Alex Clark is just trying to stay in touch with the race. But look at Owens on the right-hand side. He's got the speed, and he might bring Mackay Harness with him, and he might bring Clark as well. This one is going to go right down to the line. Dexter Manning potentially in a bit of trouble. Now Manning has really got to work for the position. We're going to stay with them as long as we can. Sensible there from Manning, but Harness in touch here. And let's take a look back early on into this one. Owens carried the speed. Harness runs wide, and Clark right into Harness. They lock arms, little fist bump, and on their way. Just waiting for them to come through the trees here. Here we go. It is still Owens and Manning, but Harness, has he got anything? Can he try something on the inside through the final turn? It is so difficult to overtake here. But Morgan Owens takes it. Dexter Manning comes through in second place into the semi-finals. But we're seeing some WDSC real newcomers that we've had in Mitch Thompson. Morgan Owens really impressing so far. They're into the semi-finals. So Dexter Manning, Morgan Owens are going to go up against Adrian Painel and Mitch Thompson in semi-final number one. 3 of the top 4 from yesterday's qualifying in that first semi-final. And Mitch Thompson qualified in 8th. So we move on to quarterfinal number 3. Owen Fox in red, choosing that left-hand side of the road. Garrett Belanger in green. Andreas Bouclier in blue. Antonio Madariaga in yellow. Bouclier so close to a world title last season. Will this season be his year? Well, he's going to have to get off to a great start here. Drone picking the riders up. Owen Fox with a good start. Doesn't want to be down in 3rd or 4th early, but the work he's done over the winter really paying off. Of course, on the podium in Roan Mountain at the back end of last season. Bouclier running in 4th place, I should say, at the moment. Madariaga in yellow, impressing. Now Fox got a bit of work to do here, but the 2 Americans First and second, that'll do, as Bouclier thinks about the inside. Oh, we lose Bouclier, runs quickly back onto his board, but that is not the start to the season. Apologies, that was Garrett Belanger that went down. I think Bouclier still riding. I'll confirm it for you in a second when we get the drone close enough. But there, Madariaga and Fox. Bouclier is still on his feet. It was the American that went down in green. Do apologise, folks, but Bouclier, okay, damage not done yet, but he's still got to get into a top 2 position, and Owen Fox in the lead here. Owen Fox, for me, yesterday in qualifying, what we've seen in heats, looking like a different athlete this season. We knew the quality he had, but it just looks like he's found another gear. Let's see how it plays out for Fox through the rest of today's race. Now, Bouclier is not afraid to take a risk in this one, and he's going to have to start taking some risks soon. He's not quite in the slipstream. There'll be a little bit of help where he is, but not quite close enough. Fox in the lead. Let's have a look back at where we lost Garrett Belanger from this race. Comes in with a lot of speed. He's in the green and just losing his balance, losing that grip, down and out. Saved today, having to make a pass. We await the riders through this final section. Owen Fox, Antonio Madariaga, but here comes Bouclier as well. Bouclier mixing it up. Owen Fox still in the lead, and Bouclier gets into second. Can Madariaga do anything through the inside? Go for the pendy, he's down. Well, Fox and Bouclier come through. Madariaga trying everything. Let's get a look back at this one. He comes in here. Watch yellow. Bouclier made the pass. Oh, there's a bit of contact, and here he's trying to pendy it round and just losing the balance. You see he's on that toe side. Those are the sort of risks you'd have to take if you want to make a pass. Fair play, Andreas Bouclier didn't obviously see how he got through into second place, but by that final chicane and turn, he had made it. Garrett Belanger walking down. Let's hope he's okay. But moving under his own steam. Well, a bit of drama in quarterfinal number 3. Let's move on to quarterfinal number 4. And then after this, we'll have a semi-final lineup. So, Harry Clark in second place in qualifying, wearing the red bib. In green, Stefano Barbizzi. Antoine Carlotti in blue. And in yellow, Alex Demel from Germany. What a lineup this is, and Demel has been impressive over the weekend so far as well. But in Clark, Barbizzi and Carlotti, we have got 3 super talented riders. Let's see how it plays up. I believe the course is clear. We're going to have the drone right from the start here. I'm expecting this one to be close. I imagine you folks are as well. Clark with one of the best kicks, maybe the best kick in the business. So we're underway with quarterfinal number 4. Clark powering away into top spot. Barbizzi settling into second place. Carlotti and Demel third and fourth at the moment. But Clark with an absolutely phenomenal start there. And he's put a bit of distance on Barbizzi already. Demel up to third. Carlotti running in fourth. So Clark has the advantage now. Barbizzi trying to hold off the German, and the man in fourth, Carlotti, isn't going anywhere. But Clark doesn't have quite as big an advantage as he had out of the start. Demel, what a ride it's been so far. Carlotti up into third place. Barbizzi in fourth. Now these hairpins, beautiful slide from Clark, managing his speed exceptionally well, and Barbizzi down in fourth place, but a man that, of course, is going to throw everything he can at this race to get into the semi-finals. And Barbizzi sitting in the slipstream of the German. Carlotti has got up into second place, but this race far from over, and Clark knows it's all happening behind him. But Harry Clark loves being out in front, loves not having to make a pass. That's the easiest way to win a race sometimes. Oh, bit of speed coming in. Oh, we got it right. It's lost a lot of speed. That is the German Demel. And now the battle for second between Carlotti and Barbizzi. Carlotti has the world champion Italian right behind him. Clark taking advantage of the close racing between second and fourth to build a bit of an advantage, but Carlotti and Barbizzi here, and Barbizzi round the outside, taking advantage of the slipstream and now pulling away from Carlotti. Carlotti, who'd been in a qualifying position for much of this race, has some serious work to do over the final section. But it's Harry Clark who is stamping his authority on semi-final number, or quarter-final number 4, I should say. We're not at the semi-finals. It's been a long weekend, folks. Thank you so much for bearing with us. Now we wait. Good things come to those who wait, so I'm told. And here they come, and they have closed in on Harry Clark. Barbizzi still in second place. Carlotti trying to take some risk. Can he do something? Barbizzi making himself big, and Carlotti round the inside line. Carlotti takes second place. What a pass through the final section. Clark takes it. Carlotti coming through in second. Beautiful riding there. Let's hopefully get a look at that coming into the final turn again before we move on to the women's skate. It had bunched up a little. Carlotti, though, was the man that had to take some risk. But Harry Clark, again, with a dominant performance. So getting ready for the women's semi-finals now. What a race that was, quarter-final number 4. My water's warm enough to make a cup of tea with it now. Pretty hot day, building up towards 30 degrees here. So riders getting ready. Selina Thyler, world champion in 2024 from the World Skate Games in Rome. Ashley Winecroft in green, Jasmine Hanegraaff in blue, Anna Pixner in the yellow bib. Got 2 women's semi-finals. Top 2 into the big final. 3rd and 4th into the Consi final. After the second of the women's semi-finals, I believe we'll have another maybe 30-minute break. Chance for you to grab some food or whatever refreshments you like. I'd have a bacon sandwich personally, but I don't think I'm getting that here. So here we go with the first of the women's semi-finals. Strong start from the 2024 world champion, Selina Thyler. Pulling ahead of the rest of the pack, Ashley Winecroft sitting in second place at the moment. Hanegraaff up into 3rd. Pixner running in 4th place. So Tyler qualified in top spots for this one. Winecroft in 3rd in qualifying. Hanegraaff 6th. Pixner in 8th place. Pixner in 8th in qualifying. Pixner at the back of the pack, managing the speed through. Selina Thyler in that tuck position. Ashley Winecroft in 2nd. The battle will be maybe between 2nd and 3rd in this one. Selina Thyler, great technical riding as always from the Swiss superstar of this sport. Fantastic to have these women out here racing in the World Downhill Skateboard Championship again. If you haven't booked for Erzincan yet, I think registration may have closed, but I'm sure we can get you in. I'm sure we can get you in. Any more female riders want to come out and race this category? And if anyone gives you any problems, just tell them I said it was fine. So Winecroft there in green, and Hanegraaff losing a little bit of ground on the American. Pixner still in 4th place. Selina Thyler has the advantage, though, the Swiss rider, but not as big an advantage as I thought she might have had by this stage. Here is Jasmine Hanegraaff, a rider not afraid to take the risk, to find the speed on the course, but a lot of work to do for Hanegraaff here. Winecroft still chasing down Selina Tyler, who is so good at building the speed. Her tuck position, the aerodynamics of Selina Tyler allow her to find exceptional speed on these straights. Well, looking back, there's the road. It works its way all the way down to the little village of Axams, and then further down the road, the city of Innsbruck. So we're expecting Selina Tyler to come through first. Here they come. No doubt about it, Selina Tyler. If she just stays up right here, no problem. She knows she's got the advantage. And Tyler can come through, grabs that right-hand rail of the board. And Tyler takes it. She's into the final. Second place, Ashley Winecroft. We will wait for Hanegraaff and Anna Pixner. They'll come through in third and fourth. No sign of Pixner just yet, but a place in the Consi final awaits for Anna Pixner. There she is. Good to see all four riders safely in the finish area. Well, I can count 4 boards. That is a good sign. But I can only see 2 riders. Lisa Peters there in red. And Ambrosi Bordo from Argentina in blue. We're waiting on Marika Wünsche and Jennifer Schwarte, 2 German riders. Second of the women's semi-finals. So Sabrina Ambrosi there in blue, making the journey over from Argentina. She was South American champion in 2019. 4th in the world, 2017-18. Sabrina Ambrosi. Lisa Peters, WDSC champion in 2023. World champion in 2023. She is in red. Got all 4 riders here battling it out to face off against Selina Tyler and Ashley Winecroft in the women's final. Oh, little stumble. We'll ask them to get back behind the line, please. So last heat here before we take another break, and we'll rerun some races from last season. Maybe even, I think we'll maybe stick with last season. Who knows? You'll have to stay with us. Just enjoy the action. So we get ready for semi-final number 2. And we get underway. Peters on the left-hand side of the road with that strong start. She qualified in 2nd place behind Selina Tyler. Running in 4th right now, Schwarte from Germany. 3 riders up ahead, though. Sabrina Ambrosi from Argentina wearing blue. Watch out for her. She is in 2nd place at the moment. And putting Lisa Peters under a bit of pressure. Nice pass on this opening long, straight, sweeping section of turn. Top 3 all very much in touch, but it is the Argentinian rider Ambrosi who has the advantage. Qualified in 5th place. Again, don't read too much into qualifying once we get into racing. Beautiful slide from Ambrosi and from Peters. Peters made up a lot of speed there. That was strong riding from the rider from the Netherlands. Wünsche in 3rd place. Trying to stay in touch with the leaders that are in the qualifying spots at the moment. Ambrosi lost a bit of speed on the first of the big hairpins. Gets back into top spot. You could see Peters, though she carries a little bit more speed into the turn. Bit of a speed wobble from the Argentinian, but into the next turn now. That's better from Ambrosi holding the spot, but Peters gets that good exit speed, and she will take over in top spot. But here comes the German Wünsche riding in 3rd place. Peters is quick on the straights, isn't she? Another rider that can take the risk when she needs to. And Ambrosi's in trouble here because Wunsch has the slipstream, moves out to the right-hand side. This is going to be a big battle for that second qualifying spot, assuming Peters stays in top spot, and Ambrosi handles that really nicely. Put under pressure, didn't panic. This is where we lose the riders, but watch Ambrosi here, comes into this turn. Peters, though, with that little drift in, that slide in, runs a tight line and comes through in top spot. That's the first of the turns. So we await Peters, Wunsch and Ambrosi. Ambrosi in the lead. Peters in second place. Oh, big pendy there from Ambrosi. Peters won't panic too much. She's in... that is exceptional, isn't it? Oh, Ambrosi's in trouble. Oh, Ambrosi's in trouble on the final turn. What? We just lost it out of shot there. And after all the hard work, Ambrosi throws it away in the final turn. Heartbreak for her. So Peters, let's see again. Ambrosi comes through, bit of a speed wobble. Watch it here. She's grabbing that toe side rail. The board is wobbling. She's running in the outside lane. I don't think there was any contact. And Wunsch, I guess, celebrating, as is Peters. You feel for Ambrosi, don't you? You have to. But that is how it plays out. Well, that brings this section of the race to a close. We'll take a break now, get the riders back to the top of the hill, and we'll be back with some more semi-finals and finals in maybe 30 minutes or so. But don't go anywhere. Thanks for watching, folks. Welcome back, folks. Thanks so much for sticking with us throughout the day here at Axamer-Lizum's round number 1 of the World Downhill Skateboarding Championships. My name's Ian Finlay. It's been a real pleasure to be in the commentary, I normally say box, but it is a tent for you today. I hope you're enjoying all the racing we're going to run through. Next race will be the women's Consi final, and we get underway with Sabrina Ambrosi in the red, Jasmine Hanegraaff in green, and Anna Pixner in the yellow. So women's Consi final underway, then it will be the women's final. We'll have luge semi-finals and stand-up semi-finals for you as well through this next session. One more uplift to come before the stand-up finals, Consi finals and luge finals as well. Maybe they'll run the women's stand-up final along with the other finals as well, but we shall see. Might do it now, in a minute. So, leading the way at the moment, and I've just lost the shot. It is Sabrina Ambrosi. She was in a qualifying position, wasn't she, in the semi-final? Lost it all on the last turn. Ambrosi ahead of Hanegraaff. Anna Pixner running in the yellow bib as well here in this women's Consi final. 5th place is what we're racing for here in this race, and Ambrosi has it in control. There is Hanegraaff. Right now, if it finished like this, she would end up in 6th place today. But you'll know, maybe there's a mistake in Ambrosi. I hope not. She's had one very, very costly mistake as well for the Argentinian rider through this really tricky turn. We haven't seen much overtaking or even overtaking attempts through that. The final turn, though, is throwing up surprises. Certainly once we get into the luge final and the open stand-up final where everyone's so evenly matched, you expect to see the racing go right down to the final turn. So just lose the riders in a second or two. We go into the long drone shot. You can just make out Innsbruck. Top left of your screen. We're high up in the valley here, over 1,500 meters in altitude in Axamer-Lizum's. Fantastic place to go skiing or snowboarding in the winter. Drive right up, park at the chairlift, and off you go up over 2,000 meters in altitude. Some more riders getting ready. We await the final turn. Can Sabrina Ambrosi hang on here? She is just managing the speed through this section. Hanegraaff, though, no, she's not managing any speed. She is gunning into it. Apologies, losing the picture there, but Ambrosi just trying to make sure she improves on how she did it in the semi-final. She's done that. She wins the Consi final, finishes in 5th place. Jasmine Hanegraaff coming through in 6th, with Anna Pixner from Austria coming through to take 7th place in the women's stand-up race today here. So here we go. It is the women's stand-up final. The last 2 world champions are in this one. Selina Tyler in the red, 2024 world champion. Lisa Peters, WDSC champion and world champion in 2023. Wearing blue, Ashley Winecroft qualified in 3rd place for this one. And in yellow, Marika Wunsch out of Germany. She qualified in 4th. So the top 4 qualifiers from the race yesterday all lined up, and we are about to go. And, well, they do get underway there, and there might be a little bit of a chat going on. Are they going to stop them? Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Because Ashley Winecroft not happy, and well, we're going to have to get these riders back to the top, and that is quite a long way from there. So, Selina Tyler, and I think it was Lisa Peters. Get going, you can just make out the start. It's a long hike back. Well, it looked like I can't hear the start commands, but 2 riders were happy to go, 2 were not. So it's a long walk back to the start for these riders. Well, maybe the lugers are always ready. You could run the luge semi-final now. We'll get one of them done to allow these women to walk back to the top. So, little delay as Lisa Peters and Selina Tyler will make their way back, and we'll rerun the fun at the top. But a false start must have been called there. Maybe it wasn't heard by Tyler and Peters. So Winecroft and Wunsch are still on the start line. It's going to look at the start. It is, yes, they are going to stick a luge semi-final down now, which makes a lot of sense because Tyler and Peters have got a long walk back, and they will move over to the side. They know what they're doing here. They'll keep well out the way of these lugers. So I'll just flick my screen over to the luge semi-finals, where you can make out Abdelmadzan there on the right-hand side. He is in green. Jules Chaperon in... Abdelmadzan's in red. Jules Chaperon in green. Colby Parks in blue. And Rainer Osterli in yellow. 1st, 4th, 5th and 8th in qualification. And then semi-final 2. Ulrich Becker, David Frege, Martin Witzigmann and Ross Baradoy qualified 2nd, 3rd, 7th and 11th in yesterday's qualification. Colby Parks, of course, the defending WDSC champion. But there's a certain Malaysian that wants the title back, isn't there? Abdelmadzan winning the first 2 WDSC titles in 2022 and in 2023. 6 times he's won World Cup Series titles. First did it back in 2012. So we're getting ready now for semi-final number 1 in the open luge. Abdelmadzan in red, Jules Chaperon in green, Colby Parks in blue with a good push, and Rainer Osterli in yellow. Madzan with the best of the starts. Colby Parks settles into 2nd place. Top 2, of course, into the big final. 3rd and 4th into the Consi final coming up later on today. The man in yellow, Reinhard Österli, looked good in the quarterfinals. Knocked out Mancini and Kowalski, finished second behind Chaperon. Colby Parks has got Chaperon for company here. Last year's WDSC title winner knows the Frenchman is fast, and Colby Parks is just in a real battle here, the Canadian. Madzan still has it though. Parks in second place. Chaperon in the green. Got to try and stay in touch with Colby Parks, but Chaperon exits that turn well. They're closing in on Abdil here, and Madzan has an advantage, but it's one that could be closed in. But now Madzan finds a little bit of speed, but this is the real battle out on the race course at the moment. Parks and Chaperon. Look at Chaperon moving out to the right-hand side, trying to set for a different line as we approach this difficult hairpin. Madzan absolutely pinching the apex of that turn beautifully, but Parks and Chaperon all handling it well. And now this is where we really sprint through this long, fast section. Madzan has the advantage. Parks, a little bit of clear air in second, but Chaperon is going nowhere, is he? And he's going to try and just stay in touch with the men in first and second. Will Madzan and Parks go into the final? It's looking like Österli's going to be in the Consi final. Semi-final 2 lined up here. Becker, Frege, Witzigmann and Baradoy all lined up for semi-final number 2. We're going to get that underway, then we'll go back to the women's stand-up final. We're just looking to see that all-white suit of Abdel Madzan. There it is. He's got a bit of space, but there's a real battle for second place. That is where the interest lies. Colby Parks battling with Chaperon. Parks on the inside, trying to hold the line. Chaperon runs it wide. Not enough, but it's close. Across the line, Madzan takes it. Parks in second. Jules Chaperon coming through in third. And Reinhard Österli in fourth. So Chaperon and Österli go into the small final. Madzan and Parks progress to the big final. So moving on. Semi-final number 2. Ulrich Becker qualified in second place. Finished second in the standings last season. Had a third and a 5th place finish. Third in Erzincan, 5th in Wales. David Frege, 4th in Erzincan, his only WDSC start last season. Witzigmann wearing a blue, Baradoy in yellow. Just checking the GoPros are all on. Looks that way. Last bit of self-encouragement from Martin Witzigmann there. So here we go, second of the semi-finals, and David Frege gets a strong start. Becker hasn't got the fastest start, but once he's up to speed, watch to see if Becker squeezes through this little gap just on his right-hand side, but he don't think he's got the speed yet, or has he? Can he make it into second? Because the man in blue, Witzigmann, almost made life difficult for Becker. Witzigmann doing the sensible thing, slotting right in behind Becker. Up close with Baradoy representing Switzerland, but David Frege in the lead, and this is where Becker makes his move. Becker on the inside, trying to make that pass on Frege, but Frege still has the line into the next section. That could push Becker down to third, but the next turn means Ulrich Becker has the lead. The top 3, all 4 of them very, very evenly matched. Now Becker starting to progress and build a little bit of an advantage here in this one. Ulrich Becker ahead of David Frege. Martin Witzigmann in third place right now. Real battle for the places in the big final. Here's the attempt at the pass, but will it stick? I don't think it's going to stick here. David Frege still holding on to second place. Lost it to the German Witzigmann. It was a brave move from Witzigmann. Didn't quite come off. Ulrich Becker well cleared down the road. Frege in second place. Witzigmann's not done yet, though, is he? Still a little bit more of this racetrack to go. And now we lose the riders through this section deep in the trees. We'll be getting lined up for the next heat on the start. 3 more to go in this little session, and we'll get the riders back up to the top and moving very quickly for the remaining finals. We're going to progress on to the men's stand-up semi-finals. Maybe we'll wait until the women might wait until the final session. But Ulrich back up into the chicane. Those wheels smoking. David Frege in second place. Witzigmann just too far behind to try and make a pass. So Becker and Frege into the big final to go up against Madzan and Parks. So Abdel Madzan, Ulrich Becker, David Frege and Colby Parks racing off in the Open Luge final, the Consi final. Jules Chaperon, Ross Baradoy, Rena Österli and Martin Witzigmann. That's coming up a little later as we round out the show here. Moving back to the stand-up semi-finals. 1st, 4th, 5th and 8th in qualifying for this one. Adrien Paynel in red. Morgan Owens in green. Dexter Manning in blue. Mitch Thompson in yellow. Dexter Manning's been in red up until this point. Now in a different start position here. He's been on the left-hand side of the road, but he's got a good start. Adrien Paynel over on the left-hand side of the road. So first of the open stand-up semi-finals underway. What a start from Mitch Thompson. In yellow, the man out of Bathurst, Australia, leads in the semi-final, qualified in eighth place for this one. At the back of the pack, it is Morgan Owens, Paynel and Manning, second and third right now. Two of the quickest men on the hill. Paynel, the fastest qualifier for today's race, but they're all so tightly matched at this stage. Everything to play for. A little bit of air braking going on there. Paynel in second, Manning in third. Paynel setting up well and coming through. That is quick riding from the American Morgan Owens into that turn. Thompson still leading everyone off through this midsection of the course. Paynel in second, Manning in third. Manning dropping to fourth, I should say, because Owens up into third place. So work to do here. Now you've got to find that slipstream. This may all come down to the final turn. You can see they've reeled in Thompson. Paynel setting up, and what has Owens got through here? Thompson in the lead, and Manning not able to close the gap. It's all about the exit speed through this turn. That is the gap between first and fourth. About a second between all four riders in this real tricky final turn still to come. Manning in the slipstream of Owens, but right now it is Thompson and Paynel in the lead of this race. They're starting to jostle for position. Everyone very, very close coming into the final section. It is going to be a thriller through the final turn as the second semi-final gets lined up. Are we going to have two Australian men in the final? You'll have to stay with us and find out, but this is the moment we're waiting to see. Mitch Thompson was in the lead the last time we saw him. Still waiting for these men to come through. Oh, and look at that. It is Paynel from France in the lead. Owens in second place. Manning and Thompson have got to do something. It's not going to work for Thompson or for Manning. Paynel takes it. Morgan Owens Coming through in second place, Mitch Thompson and Dexter Manning go into the small final. But it's Paynell into the big final. He had an outside chance, didn't he? Made of the title last season. He finished second in Erzincan, third in Wales and in Rowan Mountain. Can he start this season off with a win? Well, there's a couple of men that are going to be looking to spoil the Paynell party. One of them he's already raced against, Morgan Owens. What a show he's put on today. Semi-final 2, Harry Clark in red, Owen Fox in green, Bouclier in blue, Antoine Carlotti in yellow. This to race. Owens and Paynell in the big final. Good start from all of the riders. See Owen Fox, that white suit. Well, Clark down in fourth place. This is not a race course where you want to be sandbagging. That is certainly not what Clark is doing here. And not a lot of room there for Harry Clark, but he's got that speed. He's on the tail of the board of Antoine Carlotti. He's rode really well. He was disappointed with his qualifying, but stepping it up in the race. So Carlotti, Clark, Fox, Bouclier, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Very early stages of this semi-final. Now the riders start to think about the tricky turns that await. Great technique from all four riders there. Fox on the inside is going to try and make the pass on Clark, and he might just have the line here. Harry Clark pushed down to third place. Clark, who qualified in second place. It's Fox that's got the speed at the moment. Bit of a wobble. Carlotti losing speed. He might be about to go from first to fourth. Look at that. All four riders almost side by side into the next turn. Bouclier in the blue bib has the line. And they're standing up here. Are they just having a little chat? They're still racing? Yes, they are. Just managing the speed into this section. It's Fox in the lead. Clark in second. All running it so wide. Carlotti down in fourth place. But Carlotti slipstreaming Bouclier. Fox leads his friend Harry Clark. Clark moving out to the side. Maybe that's to just spoil the Bouclier slipstream that he was trying to get. But this is going to be super tight into the final section. Fox losing a bit of speed, but Harry Clark on the charge. Harry Clark through the middle, and he's bringing Bouclier and Carlotti with him. Fox maybe about to drop to fourth place here. Apologies for the picture breakup, but you can just about make out what's happening. We're going to lose the riders in a second or two, and we'll pick them up on the final turn. But all sorts happening in the second semi-final. And we are going to run the women's final again, and then we'll come back and just do the luge consi and final, the stand-up semi-final, stand-up consi and final. And Fox in fourth place, Clark in second. There was a bit of contact. I think Clark is down. Oh, and Bouclier's down as well. There's got more riders in. Carlotti's in the bales. Everyone's off. It's a sprint. Owen Fox back on the board. Carlotti on the board. He's going to go through into the final along with Owen Fox. Who is in third? It's Harry Clark. Bouclier's going to finish in fourth place. I wonder if there might be an odd protester to come in after that one. Let's get a look at it again into the final turn. Clark leaves a lot of road there, and Carlotti tries to take it. That's when Clark goes down. Carlotti at this point's not been able to brake. He makes contact with his teammate Bouclier. He's down. Owen Fox was at the back of the pack. Clatters into a board. He's down, but was able to get on his feet quickly. Carlotti the fastest to recover. Clark's having to run back up the hill. Bouclier's lost his board. And that was that. Well, drama. We'll unpick that a little bit later. We got one more race to come in this session. Then we're going to get the lugers and the open stand-up riders back to the top. So here we go. I'll run through the lineup again. Tyler in red. Peters in blue. Peters in green, I should say. Winecroft in blue. Vunsha in yellow. This for the win here in Axamer-Lizum. Round number 1. 1 of 5 in this season's World Downhill Skateboarding Championship. Peters and Tyler, the last two world champions in this sport. And Peter's right on the tail of the Swiss athlete who leads the top qualifier for the race. Tyler with not much of an advantage here. But all pretty close in this one. Lisa Peters now coming out of that turn very, very quickly and putting real pressure on Selina Tyler. But I think that is Ashley Winecroft who is right in the mix with this one. Super, super close racing, and Lisa Peters getting put under pressure as well. What a final we've got in store here, and Selina Tyler still with the advantage into this braking zone as a wasp comes to attack me through this tricky, tricky turn. And still it is Selina Tyler and Lisa Peters battling it out for top spot in this race. Who's going to grab a top spot? And the win here in Axamer-Lizum is Lisa Peters, who has the lead. But Selina Tyler closing in the slipstream of the athlete from the Netherlands. Apologies again for the picture breakup. We'll pick them up again on the final turn. Just looking for these riders to come through the final turn in a moment or two. Will it be Selina Tyler or Lisa Peters? You'll have to stay. Don't go anywhere. We're going to see them in a moment or two coming through this final turn. Peters had the advantage, but Tyler was closing in quickly. So it is Selina Tyler has the advantage into the final turn. Lisa Peters too far back to make a pass. She is going to finish in second place. Coming through for third. It looks like it's going to be Wunsche. It is Wunsche who takes third place with Ashley Winecroft in fourth. Well, great racing in the women's stand-up final. Selina Tyler taking it ahead of Lisa Peters. So that wraps up this session. We got one more session to go. We're going to get the riders up to the top as quick as we can for the luge finals and the open stand-up finals. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, folks. We have got just 3 races to go. And I think we're already underway with what should be the luge Consi final. Jules Chaperon in red, Ross Baradoy in green, Martin Witzigmann in blue, and Rainer Osterli in yellow at the back of the pack. After this, 3 more to go, including the luge final and the open stand-up final as well. It's been a thrilling day of racing here in Axamer-Lizum, try and get that right, even though we're about done, in Austria. Big thank you to our hosts, big thank you to all the marshals, everyone that's helped put this event on. It's been a great track for racing on, privileged to be in such a beautiful location as well. Of course, next week we head to Erzincan, Turkey for round number 2. You can watch all the action live next Saturday and Sunday. Leading the way, Jules Chaperon from France. He is in the red leg sleeves, but there's a big battle for second place, and that is who is going to get 6th place at the end of the day, this being the Consi final, between Martin Witzigmann and Ross Baradoy. It's Baradoy who has the line at the moment, but Witzigmann is going nowhere, and Osterli right back into contention, so 3 riders battling it out for second place in the Consi final. Chaperon still has the lead. Witzigmann up into second place now. Out of the hairpin. Baradoy down to third. Osterli still holding on. Still in 4th place. The race starting to stretch out a little bit as we build towards the final section and that all-important last turn. Osterli still at the back of the pack. We're trying to bring you as much as we can through the final section here having one or two issues with the drone, so do beg your pardon for that. And we'll pick them up coming into this last turn and see Jules Chaperon, who will be, we expect, first to appear out of the trees and to grab the win in the Consi final. Here he is now, the Frenchman. Been a solid weekend for him, but the battle for second place in the Consi final. Witzigmann in the lead. Baradoy thinking about a pass. Didn't have the room to make it. And Osterligo on the inside. It's not to be. Jules Chaperon takes it. Big sprint for third place on the line. Some good racing there, but Jules Chaperon taking the Consi final. He will finish in fifth place. And the losers get ready for their open final. So Witzigmann second, Baradoy third, and Rainer Osterli coming through in fourth place. Well, Ulrich Becker's there, ready to go. Second place for him in yesterday's qualifying. He's not raced against Abdil Madzan yet today due to them being on different halves of the draw. So this will be the first time we see the two of them race off. Colby Parks qualified in fifth place in the final as well, along with David Frege from France, who qualified in third. Well, the clouds are starting to build. We're expecting some thunderstorms later in the afternoon and evening here in Austria, in the beautiful state of Tyrol. Looking down to the valley where Innsbruck is situated. This, of course, the first of 5 events this season. Next week, as I was saying, we head to Erzincan. Round number 3 between the 4th and the 6th of July in the Isle of Man. Round 4 in Utah, USA, 25th to the 28th of September. And we finish the season off round number 5. Tamarite Grand Prix by Surf City in El Salvador between the 4th and the 7th of December. So just waiting on the rest of the luge riders in the open final to make their way to the start line. You can enjoy the beautiful scenery in this part of the world, the resort of Axamer-Lizum, hosting the alpine skiing events in the 1964-1976 Winter Olympic Games. I think the 76 Olympics would have been the last time the Winter Olympic Games were in Austria. Let's see if we can work it out. Lake Placid 80, 84 Sarajevo, Calgary 88, Albertville 92, Lillehammer 94, Nagano 98, Salt Lake, Torino, Vancouver. Where did we go after Vancouver? Sochi, Pyeongchang, Beijing. Yes, so 1976, the last time Austria held the Winter Olympic Games. Now, I'm always praising the lugers because they're always ready, but I'm going to stop that now because they should have been ready. Might be some wheel changes going on. We'll just bring you some beautiful pictures of that when we're not going to do luge. So Ulrich was jumping the gun, wasn't he? We're going to go to the Consi final now for the open stand-up. I take that back, lugers. You're always ready. So Consi final, you can see first rider there, Morgan Owens. Well, just looking at the lineup, there was one or two changes. Protests went in, so Carlotti in the Consi final, Harry Clark in the big final, Bouclier in the Consi final as well, and Dexter Manning into the big final. So Fox and Clark, the 1 and 2 now after the protests that have come in, they go into the big final. So Consi final, I'll run through the lineup for you. Andreas Bouclier wears the red bib. Mitch Thompson in green. Morgan Owens in blue. Antoine Carlotti in yellow. So we did have 2 protests coming through. Morgan Owens bumped into Manning. They both agreed DQ'd Morgan. The big protest, though, was Carlotti taking out Harry by cutting in front of him. We've seen it on the video, so that is the result of the protest. But we get underway with the Consi final. It's an exceptional start for Mitch Thompson in the green. Pulling away, but it's been so difficult to get away and build a big lead on this course. Second place in the early stages, Morgan Owens from the USA. Owens on the prototype racing board. Still Thompson with the advantage in this one, and then in second place, Morgan Owens in blue. Third right now is Carlotti. Fourth is Bouclier. But Bouclier not out of it yet. Just waiting. See these riders approach the tricky hairpins, the top three. Nothing between them in this Consi final. Owens moving to the right-hand side, makes the pass on Thompson, but Thompson's going to switch line. Carlotti setting up in third place at the moment, and it's brought Bouclier back into contention as well. So all four riders all pretty neck and neck here. This is going to be anyone's. Can Bouclier get in the slipstream of Carlotti? Owens has the lead. Man out of the USA, Thompson in second. Working our way down through the bottom part of this course. Fifth place, of course, up for grabs if you win this race. Bouclier's lost just a little bit of touch with the leading trio. Thompson making a move around the right-hand side. I think Thompson has grabbed the leader's spot back. We're going to lose them in just a second, but it's building, isn't it, towards a really interesting conclusion. The luge final is ready. We'll come back to that in a second or two, but there's a big battle in the Consi final for fifth place today in Axamer-Lizum, Austria. Round at number one. And Morgan Owens still has the lead. Carlotti in second place. Thompson in third. Bouclier in fourth. Can they all get through the final turn unscathed? Yes, they can. The Consi final win goes to Morgan Owens from the USA. Sixth place will go to Mitch Thompson. Carlotti will take seventh, and Bouclier will take eighth. Moving on now to the Open Luge final. Abdel Madzan in red, Ulrich Becker in green. The first time they have raced against each other today. Colby Parks in yellow, David Freger there in the blue. 100 points up for grabs here. Colby Parks, of course, the defending WDSC champion. Abdel Madzan winning the first two editions of the WDSC. So we're lined up, we're ready to go. Madzan in red, Becker in green, Freger in blue, Parks in yellow. Under the command of Will Stevenson, and we get underway. Madzan and Freger both getting away well. Becker isn't known for his starts, but once he gets up to speed, he will look for the gap, and he's very difficult to pass. But it's Madzan doing what he did in the early rounds of this race. Pulling away on the top section, Parks and Freger in a battle for second. So tight. We're running close to Ulrich Becker. He's looking for the gap, isn't he? Now he's got the speed. This is what Becker is so good at, but he needs the space. Can Freger shut the door a little bit? Becker almost off of the road, but holds on, and now Becker loses some of that speed advantage he'd found. So Madzan, Parks, Freger, what a battle for second place here. Parks trying to go on the inside and make second place all his own, but the road does switch back again. There's that style from Madzan, lifting the board up. Freger on the inside pushes Parks down to third, but Parks exiting the turn quickly. Becker still in fourth place. But it's these sort of sections where Becker is so good. Madzan has the advantage, but we did see some of the early rounds it get a little bit smaller. And now Parks in the slipstream of Frege. Becker right in touch with Colby Parks. Again, Becker's so good at reading the race line, isn't he? And has to make some space into the hairpin. Does Becker go for it? No, he doesn't. So Madzan, Frege, Parks and Becker. Becker on the inside making the move and pushes Colby Parks down to fourth. Can Parks respond here? Becker's just got that extra kilometre an hour of speed, and that could push Colby Parks off of the podium at the end of today. Frege starting to make second place, but it's looking good for Abdel Madzan on his return to the WDSC after missing last season due to injury. Has Colby Parks got anything left in the tank here? He's got a bit of speed, but Becker difficult to get past. Can Becker close in on Frege? The battle for the final two spots on the podium. It looks like this is going the way of Abdel Madzan as the men get ready for the open stand-up final. We await who is going to come through the trees in top spot. The last time we saw anyone in the lead, it was Abdel Madzan. It's David Frege in second, Ulrich Becker in third, and Colby Parks is going to have to take some risk. Parks goes on the inside. This is a brave move from Colby Parks. He runs a little wide. Can Becker take the spot back? Yes, he can. It's going to be close on the line. Madzan takes it. Frege in second, and I think, hard to tell from that angle, but Ulrich Becker maybe just getting third place. A brave move, a gutsy move from Colby Parks. It was the only option he had. It didn't quite come off because of the line that Becker was on. We'll get it confirmed in a moment. Yes, I'm just seeing it confirmed now. Becker did get third place. Well, folks, one race to go. Thank you for being with us all weekend. We've loved having your company. It is the Open Stand-Up Final. We talked about the protests. It means that we have got Adrian Penel in red, Madrid Skateboards, Rogue Trucks. Harry Clark, Madrid Skateboards, Rogue Trucks, Venom Wheels. He is in the blue. Owen Fox in green with Prism Skate Co, Road Trucks and Venom Wheels. And Dexter Manning in the yellow bib, rides on a Land Yachts board. And we're underway. So, Clark getting a strong start. First time he's been in a blue bib today. Has to work for it out of the gate. Penel in red. I'll give you the colours again. Manning in yellow. And it's Manning in the lead of the race at the moment. A little bit of a bump there from Clark onto Penel. He's at the back of the pack. Penel has been so strong all weekend as the top qualifier. Look how close these two are racing. No one giving an inch. Clark down to fourth. Owen Fox is sitting in second behind Dexter Manning. And look at the speed Penel's got. Penel up into second place for absolute elite riders at the top of their game on this high-speed, lightning-quick Axamer-Lizum's course. Dexter Manning in top spot, but he knows he's got some serious company behind him. Penel in second, Clark in third, Fox in fourth. This race is anyone's. Who you picking, folks? Owen Fox starting to make a move, looking for a little bit of clear air, trying to pick his line through these next sections of the course. Here they come. It's still Manning in the lead. Penel in second, Fox in third, Clark in fourth. A little look over the shoulder. Clark looking for that spot, but he's not going to be able to pass there. This is going to be the key section here. Owen Fox thought about moving up, trying to move up into second, but they stay in the same order. Who's got the speed coming out of the turn? Well, Dexter Manning still has the advantage, but look how close they all are on this fast straight. Owen Fox making a move. He's left some space for Harry Clark. Clark is the danger man here, isn't he? But ends up having to drop back. Manning still with the lead here. We thought he would go well on this course, but Penel starting to set up. Penel on the left-hand side of the road. We're going to lose them in a second, and we'll pick them up on the final turn. Owen Fox up into third. Now Dexter Manning down to fourth place as Harry Clark goes past him. Four riders still battling. Someone's going to take some risk into the final turn. We've got no one to show you at the top. I'm just going to keep talking at a really high volume because we want to keep the action going right through the final turn. Take your pick, folks. Who's going to be in the lead? Is it going to be Penel, Clark, Fox, or Manning? Manning was the man in fourth place. Here they come. Manning still in fourth. It's Paynell in the lead. Fox and Clark battling it out. Oh, there's contact. Clark is down. Paynell still, he's down. Everyone's down. Dexter Manning getting back on his board. Owen Fox is back on his board. It's a little bit of a sprint between Manning and Paynell for the win. Paynell crosses the line first. Manning in second. Fox in third. Clark is going to take fourth place. But, folks, there might be a protest or two coming in there. So that is provisional. I'll give you the order. They crossed the line. And keep an eye on social media because it's going to take a few minutes and we'll be off here. Let's look at it again. Let us know what you think happened there. They all came in, all using different parts of the road. Paynell moves across. Fox holds his line. Fox, I think, slides into Clark. Does he? It's hard to tell. The bales are in the way. Hard impact there. And Clark takes out, inadvertently at this point, takes out Paynell. And that was nasty as well. Manning into Clark. I don't think there was much Manning could do about it. Had Manning not hit Clark, he would have gone through and taken the win there, because Manning, as far as I could see, had nothing to do with that. He was at the back of the pack. So Paynell crossed the line in first. Manning in second. Fox in third. Clark in fourth. Keep an eye on social media. Once it's all done and dusted, if there are protests, I don't know if there will be, there might be, we'll get the official results confirmed on social media for you later on today. Well, drama to finish. What a day of racing this course has delivered. Our apologies we weren't able to bring you just that last little bit of the course. But fret not, everyone's wearing GoPros, our partners for this season. So when the highlights show come out, as soon as we can get some stuff cut for social media, we will. And you'll better watch the full thing again on the highlights, and social media will let you know when that the show from this weekend is available for you to watch. We have loved having your company here today. A big thank you from myself to all of the crew behind the scenes that have worked so hard, really hard, trust me, to bring you the pictures. It has not been easy, but we've delivered some pictures, and that is hopefully what you've been enjoying at home. So thank you so much, folks. We're back next weekend, round number 2, Erzincan, Turkey. Do not miss it. My name's Ian Findlay. We'll see you in Asia next weekend. Bye for now.